Good Thursday, everyone, and thank you for spending a little portion of it with me this evening. The cold front, it's here. Showers and some storms and cooler air on the other side. I'll go into that in more detail in just a few moments. Authorities locally responding to the call of a teenager that had reportedly overdosed and died. I'll tell you what I can in just a few moments. A woman found stabbed multiple times in multiple places of her body last night or early this morning in Johnson County has resulted in critical, life-threatening injuries and the arrest of a man. We have the governor's update today. He spoke of the not planned or more perhaps appropriate scheduled tax hike on gasoline that will be foregone for the foreseeable future, as well as COVID and a few other things we'll touch on briefly. And a trial date has been set for the case of Colin Ray Jackson, former city councilman, versus, of course, the mayor and other council members of Sagersville. And we will talk about gas and where it is now expected to even more possibly go. All that in just a few seconds. Summer's almost here and the seasonal shop is ready. The shop is filled right now with bright colors, beautiful clothes, and new jewelry for all your vacations and summer outings and fun. They've got gifts for any graduate, wedding, and special occasion that may be on your calendar this summer, and you can let them create the perfect gift basket for you. And it's grill season, and that means pool days, cookouts, and backyard parties, and they've got gorgeous home decor, outdoor serving pieces, flags, porch decor, and everything to update your home inside and out for the summer. Stop by and see them, as always, with local delivery, curbside pickup, and shipping, and they're happy to help you shop by phone as well. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. It's the Seasonal Shop in downtown Sagersville. Here in McGoffin County, EMS and law enforcement were called to Rose Branch earlier this afternoon to a potential overdose situation. While they were still on scene and working the investigation, upon my beginning the program a few moments ago, I did confirm through EMS that who were on scene or had been, that they did respond, and there was an individual, a young person, 18 to 19 years of age approximately, and it was at that time believed to have been a fatal overdose that had taken place. That's all the details I have. We'll try to have more for you at a later time. In neighboring Johnson County, a woman is in critical condition after being transferred from a local facility to another after being stabbed multiple times, says police, by this man who was found covered in blood and heavily intoxicated, hiding in a garden or bottom area of a Johnson County residence where the attack is said to have taken place. I hope to be able to gather some other details for tomorrow's program with an update, but at least a portion of the arrest citation indicates that in the past 12 hours or so, Johnson County law enforcement, the sheriff's department, got a call of a possible domestic. I don't have the exact location in Johnson County, but I do know or understand that while they were en route, they were advised that at least one woman was bleeding at the scene. And what they found when they arrived was one woman who had in fact been stabbed multiple times in multiple places on her body, in her chest, her side, her arm, and some of the wounds were seriously bleeding. Law enforcement responding used tourniquets and other methods to try to slow the blood. EMS arrived. There were no helicopters available to fly at the time. She was taken by ground ambulance to an area facility, presumably Painesville ARH. From there, transferred later to another facility and last listed in critical condition. Authorities, after tending to the victim, began the investigation and trying to find the man who was alleged to have stabbed her, and this is who they found, 59-year-old Arthur Franklin Ray, in a bottom area in a garden area off to the edge of the property. He was described as being heavily under the influence and covered in blood. They also say that a search of the area turned up a weapon that was believed to have possibly at least been used in the attack or stabbing. Authorities collected evidence from Arthur from the scene and has sent that to the state medical examiner's office for the forensics labs, the state forensic lab for confirmation and analysis. Meanwhile, Arthur Franklin Ray, who was jailed in the Big Sandy with a Flat Gap arrest, but we believe is not originally from this area, has thus far been charged with 1 count of assault in the first degree. Now, going back to McGoffin County happenings, while authorities and EMS were still responding to what was believed to have been potentially a fatal overdose of a teenager that's still under investigation, they actually as well were called to the Half Mountain area, generally in that area, to a man of an unknown age, I believe a man of an unknown age, who had been slumped over the wheel of a vehicle possibly since noon, according to calls that were sent out to EMS and law enforcement. They too were still on scene, and again, I have no other details, but I will on tomorrow's program. I'll have more news tonight in just a few seconds. Check out the latest in savings on new sets of tires and vehicle maintenance at Conley's, like $150 back on Goodyears, $120 back on Bridgestones, and big deals on Firestone, Hankook, General, and more. All with perfect snap-on balancing, and where they only charge $35 for state-of-the-art computer diagnostics to fix exactly what you need and get you back on the road. On the web at conleytire.net or stop by in Staffordsville. In honor and recognition of all your achievements and accomplishments that have got you to where you are today, Sagersville National Bank salutes the McGoffin County High School class of 2022 and all those who are now crossing the stage as college graduates. And when the time comes to take those first or next steps in your financial future, we'll be here for you at Sagersville National. Parkway Pharmacy, as always, promises the quickest service with the very best care and prices, and to always have someone there to talk to when you have a question. With 3 pharmacists, curbside, drive-through, and call-ahead service. Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville, 349-4400.
Where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
Car wrecks, truck wreck, disability, workers' comp, slip and fall, wrongful death. Your case matters to you. Your case matters to us. Contact McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
Well, let's talk about gas for a few moments. The governor did earlier today. I'm going to add to that and pour a little more fuel on the fire. Pardon me, I probably shouldn't have used that pun. The governor today, though, in all seriousness, foregoing the scheduled gas tax hike in Kentucky. A couple of cents a gallon. It will add up to over $30 million in savings for Kentuckians when it's all said and done, they believe. This out and ahead of another record high for the national price of a gallon of gasoline yet just today.
Again, without action, starting July 1, Kentucky's gas tax would increase 2 cents, thus resulting in significant hardship on our families. So today, I, along with the Department of Revenue, are issuing an emergency regulation freezing Kentucky's gas tax so that increase does not occur. With today's action, it will ensure savings of Kentuckians at least up to the first part of January, at which point the legislature will be back in session and can take it up and can make a policy determination from there.
The funds collected through the state gas tax contribute to the road fund, up 2.3% so far over the year. It's not going to affect any of the road fund revenues, only really accounting for about 1.6%, as the governor said. He is going to use funds from the upcoming general fund budget surplus to cover those costs. The budget for next year also has a 21% increase in transportation infrastructure dollars from the federal government. There you see superimposed to the right of the governor, gas prices, which held today as they were yesterday in McGoffin County. But again, the national average retail price for gasoline jumped 4 cents to $4.71 today, another record today. It's becoming even more likely that the national average will reach $5 a gallon, and that could be by June the 17th. And folks like J.P. Morgan Research say it could go another 37% from there and hit $6.20 a gallon for the national average by August. Meanwhile, the governor spoke about some other things, one being some road improvements, millions of dollars going to many Kentucky counties, including McGoffin. Beshear announced $2.8 million in additional transportation funding to local governments for street and road improvements. These are roads which were assessed to be in dire condition and shape by the state itself, and then giving funding to counties to allow for resurfacing and repairs. A total of about 28 miles altogether, 27 different projects, and you will see McGoffin gladly among one of them. I think a couple of roads possibly, just under $160,000. This in addition to, of course, ongoing paving efforts that are just about to begin here in McGoffin County for this fiscal year, and already others in the works for the next. And real quickly, before we get back to local news, a COVID update on the state level. The map, which I showed you on yesterday, showing more COVID indeed than a month ago, but also factors and data still showing continued positive information.
But just like we saw nationwide and we talked about last week, not only is the rate of new cases slowing nationally, it actually went down in Kentucky. If we look at the stair-stepper chart, we actually had a decrease from the week before. Now, there are a lot of at-home tests, and there is more COVID in the last 3 weeks than any of those graphs show. But if it's an at-home test, you don't end up with a PCR test. Most of the time, it means it's really mild. And that's why we have the map we showed before, that this statistic used to definitely show us what was going on in COVID, and increased cases were directly proportional with increased hospitalizations. That is no longer the case, but it is important to continue to look at this metric.
I'll be right back. What we have here is our famous chicken sandwich at your Sayersville Lee's, which is also Saturday's special. You can get a chicken sandwich, wedges, and a drink for just $5. But tomorrow is Friday, and Friday's special is a liver or gizzard dinner with 2 homemade sides and a biscuit for just $4.79 plus tax. Let's recap. Chicken sandwich, Saturday special, or get it any day of the week. Tomorrow, livers or gizzards with 2 homemade sides and a biscuit for just $4.79 at your Sayersville Lee's famous recipe.
Appalachian Wireless puts service, towers, and technology in areas that other carriers won't. With almost 300 towers in our 29-county coverage area, we know for our communities to grow, they have to have connectivity to succeed. That's why Appalachian Wireless's primary focus is to provide support and service to communities that are in our coverage area. Advancing the gap between technology and communities is our goal of providing a better tomorrow for Appalachia. We are the region's best and most reliable network. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
There was a motion hearing earlier today in McGoffin County Circuit Court, and a trial date has been set in the case of Colin Ray Jackson, former city councilman, versus the Sayersville City Council and Mayor Pete Shepard. That in just a few seconds. Right now, I think it is. Indeed it is. It's a birthday that starts off tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar. That's Will Mead celebrating his big 11th birthday today, and with lots of love from Mom and Dad and Holly Kate and Granny and Papa and Margie. Happy big 11th birthday tonight. We'll meet happy birthday to you. Couple of quick reminders on the calendar. Don't forget Vacation Bible School. It's that season and it's ongoing. A number of places, I'm sure, we've been told as well, though, at the Sayersville First Baptist Church, and it's ongoing through tomorrow night. Tomorrow night will be the last night, 5:45 to 8 o'clock. Come and join them, ages 5 and up. So you got one more night. You don't have to have been there all week. Moms, dads, families, they can still go tomorrow night and have a wonderful time at the Sayersville First Baptist Church. The Ramey Park pool is open. It opens for the public Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon. You can reserve the pool for parties Monday through Friday in the evenings, 6 to 10, and Saturday and Sunday, 2 till 10. And the number to call, it's not listed, but it is here, 349-5102 to book for a party or event. The Water into Wine Food Pantry wants you to know that they've got new summer hours. Their next distribution day will be Wednesday the 15th of this month, but their times have changed, 8 to 11 on Wednesdays. Senior Commodity Day will be Thursday the 16th, 12:30 to 1:30. And Revival starts this Saturday and continues through the 10th, nightly at 7 at the Bethel Bible Baptist Church. This is your invitation to join them. For anything, including a ride, give them a call at 349-YOUR-NEWSTODAY. $11.99. Another reminder that I don't have on the calendar, but Casting for Kids, the big fishing tournament for kids ages 4 to 12 and then 13 to 18, the older group in kayaks at the Paintsville Lake Saturday. Go to casting4kids.net to register. Going on to funeral service announcements, a reminder of services to be held in the morning at 11 for Mark John Conley, 60 of Middle Fork, who passed away on Tuesday, the son of the late Ed and the late Nellie Borders Conley. He's survived by sister Louise, brothers Tom and Howard and Pitt and Bays Conley, and a graveside service in his honor will be held tomorrow morning at 11 from the Conley Cemetery on the Conley Farm. The family will welcome friends the rest of this evening at the Sagersville Funeral Home for visitation. And services also start tomorrow at 1 from the Magoffin County Funeral Home for 83-year-old Myrtle Howard of Bloomington Road. She passed away on Tuesday, survived by her husband Luster, sons Mason, Billy Joe, and Stanley Howard, her brothers Clifford Ray and Larry Wood Boland, and sisters Carolyn Williams, Anna Mae Green, and Sandy Russell, and 4 grandkids. Again, services tomorrow from the Magoffin County Funeral Home visitation is this evening. And arrangements at last report were still incomplete for 53-year-old Ray Adams of Sagersville, who passed away Tuesday at his home.
I'm Kelly Collins.
And I'm Taylor Shepard.
And we are with the Golden Law Office. We both began our legal careers in Lexington, representing the nation's largest insurance companies. This experience provided us with inside knowledge as to how the insurance company will defend your case.
We are now taking that knowledge and returning to our hometown in Eastern Kentucky.
As a partner at Golden Law Office, we are returning home to continue to help those hurt through no fault of their own. If you or a family member have been injured in an auto or truck accident, call Golden Law Office today.
The reassurance of getting your medications and over-the-counter needs at Sagersville's oldest and most trusted pharmacy, the convenience of curbside pickup and call-ahead service, and the fact that you can walk in, order to go, or sit down and get gourmet quality hot fudge brownies, nachos, shakes, coffees, hot dogs with homemade sauce, desserts, and more makes it more than your hometown Good Neighbor Pharmacy. It's a destination in downtown Sagersville, Frazier's Prater Drugstore. It doesn't get any sweeter than that. There was a motion hearing earlier today in Magoffin County Circuit Court in regards to the case of former Sagersville City Councilman Colin Ray Jackson versus the sitting Sagersville Council and Mayor Pete Shepard, that to submit a preliminary witness list and some other exhibits for evidence. The witness list simply pertaining to essentially all of the other city council members, the mayor, the city's attorney, all necessary records custodians who had been present, of course, during said meetings, and a long list of exhibits, which are essentially video of meetings and meetings minutes and things of that nature. With this, a prelude to what has now been a trial date that has been set. Recapping the situation only to say that his voted removal from the Sagersville City Council came in light of a racial slur that was used during a regular session of the Sagersville City Council late last year. Subsequent meetings were held and discussions took place, and the council voted unanimously to exercise their authority to remove him from the council. He then, of course, went to the circuit court and has filed suit, and after a number of hearings, it has resulted in a court date in regards to a bench trial. Documents actually indicate that there was to be first a jury trial to be held on August the 14th. However, that has been rescinded or remanded, and now a bench trial before Judge Kim Childers has been set for August the 15th in Magoffin County Circuit Court. One more headline before we go to your weather, and that's one in and of itself tonight, more so than maybe not usual. Sometimes we have calm days, but not today. This was a 2-car crash that happened last night in downtown Sagersville. I am told by Officer Mike Nichols, who worked the accident, that the driver of the vehicle to the left of your screen, the 2-door sedan, was traveling towards Sagersville on West Maple Street when the driver claimed to have reached down to pick up her phone and then collided with both the concrete utility pole and the back of the parked car, the black Charger there. a resident of Sagersville, I believe, who had parked on the street in front of their home or business. Both vehicles suffering serious damage. The driver of the vehicle that caused the crash was the only person who suffered injuries. She was taken by ambulance to an area hospital and apparently cited by Officer Nichols for driving under the influence. She was identified as a Destiny Likens, according to Nichols, from West Liberty or the Morgan County area. He says she failed field sobriety tests on scene and refused to submit a blood sample, and again was taken by ambulance to the hospital. Some big old drops of rain out there, but short-lived. It's already dry over my shoulder. I think it's going to be a bit of a back and forth here for possibly the next hour or two, and maybe even during the overnight. Here's the first line, or the most recent line from this cold front, giving us some showers and a few thunderstorms. There's been some big weather associated with this. Earlier today, it was on to our east and actually to our southeast. Parts of Virginia were getting hammered and a few other places, but we fared pretty well. And here you can see that we're still in for some more action for the rest of tonight. The National Weather Service at this point calling for a 40% chance of some more of those showers and thunderstorms up until about 10. And then after that, we should be out of it and into the clear and into the cool. We will see some fog at the onset of your Friday, and we'll struggle to hit the mid-70s tomorrow. Cooler air for sure. 76 expected. 55 for the nighttime low tomorrow night, similar to tonight's. Sunny after that fog and mostly clear skies to wrap up your Friday. And we'll push close to 80 on your Saturday, a little bit warmer than what we were expecting 24 hours ago. Right now, Saturday looking right around 79, maybe 80. 54 following that night. Sunny and mostly clear across the board for the first half of what's going to be a really nice weekend. Sunday as well, we're talking about mostly sunny and 82. I have to throw in a 20% chance of some afternoon showers and thunderstorms. They'll be small and short-lived if you see any. So we're hoping for just 82 and mostly sunny to wrap up your weekend. After that, a bit of a pattern, if you will, going on in through the first of next week and into the latter part of it. Low 80s, continually and consecutively. 81 and 82, pick one. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, partly sunny. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and shower and storm chances as well. Hover 40 or 50%. And look at that, nighttime lows are either 64 or 65. I mean, it's one or the other. It's 81 or 82, 64 or 65, 40% or 50%. Partly sunny across the board. That's a pretty consistent 4-day run. That's it. A lot of follow-ups to work on for tomorrow night. For now, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and I hope to see you then. Thank you for watching.